A lot of people don't understand what it means to actually love themselves. And I do believe that's one of the main components in healing, is really giving yourself love and compassion first, putting the oxygen mask on you first in order to have enough energy to give it away. And so when I tell someone, love yourself first, that feels selfish to them. That feels wrong. That feels, we've been told somehow that we're supposed to be bottom of the barrel, that we're supposed to think less than of ourselves in order to be a good human or something. And I found that 99.9% of the time in my practice when people heal is because they're really taking time to love themselves. They're really taking time to forgive themselves. They're taking time to give themselves compassion for something that happened that maybe they've been making themselves feel miserable about, or they won't forgive themselves, or they feel stuck, or they're writing a story that they're less than, not enough. And so what does this mean to say, I love myself unconditionally? And so maybe you don't have to make it that big of a concept. Maybe all you do is breathe in something that you love through your heart. I talk about this all the time. And so by focusing on our heart, we are getting this heart coherence, this mind-body connection. We're coming in and we're feeling the feeling of love. And it can be as simple as feeling how much you love your dogs. Some people think of the ocean. The ocean makes them feel loved. Some people feel that the nature makes them feel loved. Some people think of their grandchildren or the baby or whatever it is that feeling of unconditional love. Take that very feeling, and as you're breathing that feeling in, you know that feeling when you feel, oh my gosh, I love this person, or I love this place, or this nature is making me feel so peaceful. That feeling right there is what you breathe into you. So it takes some time. You got to feel the feeling. You got to breathe in through your heart. Picture your heart breathing like a lung and feel that feeling for you first, okay? And so once you feel that feeling, does your body start to just take all those good vibes in? And it's those neuropeptides that I talked about in a couple videos back, those neuropeptides that start to make your body feel whole and healthy and loved. And that gets you in the gamma state, which is a healing state. And so it's so easy to think of loving yourself that way. And so once you breathe that feeling of love in, can you either exhale what no longer serves you, or you can exhale that love to other people. Now you're giving that love away. So think of when someone asks you to do something, you're so tired, you're exhausted, and someone says, hey, can you help me move? I'm moving my house next weekend. And you're like, I can't, I'm exhausted, but you feel so guilty. So you go and you help them, but you're miserable and you're frustrated, and you help them and you're even more tired afterwards. Okay, I'm using this analogy to show you that when we don't take care of ourselves, we cannot give the way that we want to other people. Now think of this situation of where you're rested and you're feeling healthy and you're feeling whole, and someone asks you to help them move, and you're coming from a place like, yeah, I have enough energy to do that. You go and you help them move, or you help your friend with whatever. You have enough energy to help them where you're not feeling taken down. It's the same thing with loving ourselves. By loving yourself first, if you can think of it that way, you are charging all your batteries in order for you to give that love away. And that's really where I don't think it can happen vice versa. We can never get love and acceptance from other people, places, and things in order to fill us up. They are on their own journeys. And if we sit there and reach out to other people to fill us up, we will get disappointed and we'll always feel drained. You got to come in first. So super simple way of starting to love yourself first is by breathing in a feeling of love in your heart and feeling that love go through you. Okay, the other reason why people have a hard time loving themselves is forgiving themselves. I always tell my clients the past is gone. The past is not here. Every time you relive the past, you're pulling the past back into the here and now. So in order to really learn to love yourself, you've got to forgive yourself. So think of times where you've forgiven someone and the power of that forgiveness that you felt. You breathe that in for yourself. So that very thing that you forgave, I mean, even if it's something simple like you forgave your dog for eating the dinner last night that was on the table. Okay, that could be as simple as the forgiveness you need to feel. But you see how cute your dog is. You love your dog so much that you're willing to forgive the dog. And that forgiveness frees that dog up, and it frees you up to not be so angry at the dog. Think of that for yourself. Breathe in forgiveness for yourself Exhale anything that no longer serves you. And so by forgiving ourselves is a way of loving ourselves. And the next step of loving yourself is to give yourself compassion. I was talking to a client the other day, and he was like, I'm such a loser, I'm this and that, I'm so crazy, I'm falling apart, my life is a mess. And he was going on, and I had to say, hold on a minute. Listen to how you talk to yourself. He goes, well, I always talk to myself that way. And I said, well, not making yourself feel good by talking to yourself like that. I said, if you talk to me like that, I'd be on the floor crying a puddle. You've been awful talking to yourself. If you talk to someone else like that, they would not want to be your friend. You got to learn to love yourself so much that you talk to yourself in a positive way. I was telling my client, I said, tell yourself, I'm amazing. Tell yourself, I'm learning, I'm moving forward. Tell yourself, life happens. I'm an overcomer. I'm going to move forward. This is a great lesson. This is a great teacher. I can't wait to see what it brings me. Can't wait to see how my life transforms. All those kind of things feel powerful, feel strong. Think of a friend going through a hard time. Would you sit there and tell a friend, like, you're stupid, you're silly, your life is going down the toilet, oh my gosh, you're going to be broke, you're going to be sick, you're going to be this, you're going to be that? That friend wouldn't want to hang out with you. You are that best friend to yourself. So start talking to yourself as if you're your best friend. And so compassion for yourself, compassion for where you're at, forgiveness for yourself, loving yourself. These are steps on how to love yourself unconditionally. Okay, so these are 3 simple steps, and you come in and you feel that we're going to add the component of feeling, because then it makes it real. Okay, I talk to my clients a lot since I'm a body worker and an energy worker. I talk to my clients a lot about head knowledge. We could talk to the cows come home about things. Our head just feels like it's trying to solve something and it's not getting anywhere. You got to bring things into the heart. You got to bring things into the body. You got to come into loving yourself first. And so when you come in and you feel the feelings of love and forgiveness and compassion for you, all of a sudden now you're connecting your head and your heart together. You're not just coming from the place, I should love myself, I should do this, I should forgive myself, I should think differently. You're coming in and you're seeing yourself whole, healthy, and healed by feeling it, okay? Okay, another step of loving yourself unconditionally is to visualize what you want. So we're creators. I believe we're creative beings, and we are so powerful in our minds and our heart that when we feel something and we see something, we're creating it. And I've talked about this before in my videos. If you were going to build a house, you wouldn't sit there and think of a terrible house that falls apart, that the roof leaks and the toilets don't work and the sink is too low, and you wouldn't design a house like that if you were building a house. You would take the time to think of all the things that you want. You would see yourself going into your kitchen and loving it. You would see yourself cozy in your bedroom, or cozy in your dining room, or wherever it is. You sit there and you see and you visualize and you dream and you see this end product. It's the same thing with us. We see, we feel where we want to go. We leave the results up to God for all the tiny details. A lot of times, even when you're building a house, there's some things that you don't need to worry about the nuts and the bolts and the hammer and the nails, and you just dream of how you want to feel in this house and what you want to see and all that stuff, and the house will come to fruition. All the nitty-gritties get to be done by the contractor. All that stuff. Same with us and God. We want to dream, we want to feel, I want to be happy, whole, and healed. I want to have self-love, and I see myself that way. And so as you see and you feel, let God do all the little details. And then I always say, with loving yourself and giving yourself compassion and forgiveness and visualizing the life that you want, now just add this little extra prayer of, please guide me for my highest good and the highest good of those around me. And I always say, for love and healing of the world. You can finish that up however you want, but please guide me for my highest good and the highest good of those around me. Every day say that prayer. So now you're moving your life, but you're also letting it go. Letting go is a huge component in moving forward in life. So really, self-love can start as simple as breathing in something that makes you feel beautiful and peaceful in your heart and feeling it, and seeing all those good vibrations go through your body and giving yourself compassion and forgiveness, and then using your imagination to design the life that you want, and then releasing the details to God. But it's not your place to know how, when, where, or why everything's going to happen. You just do these steps and go along for the most beautiful ride of your life. Thank you and have a great day.